Hey everyone, so I am getting ready for my hysterectomy. I wanted to come on because I just feel really wacky in my brain and I feel like I just want to talk about it. So, first of all, look at my hair. I can't. I look like Jim Carrey in Living Color when he's the workout person. I can't. That's what I look like. Anyway, that's what my husband said I look like, but I was on the same page as him. So my hysterectomy is coming up. In this video, I'm going to have the appointment talking about the appointment before. So the pre-op already came out by the time you're seeing this. The pre-op appointment, what to expect. That was like a shorts video. It was very quick. The appointment was very quick. But now I'm actually meeting with the gynecologist, the surgeon who's actually going to do the hysterectomy, the one who found the fibroid to begin with. And so when I first found out about my breast and how I was high risk, I was like, I'm getting a hysterectomy. Like, I'm done with this. Like, I was like on it. I was like, I'm done with this. Like, I'm tired of having like lady parts that are just bringing me down. Like, I'm done with this. And I had met with the breast surgeon who did my mastectomy, and she's like, well, you can get bone loss. You can get like osteoporosis. You might want to keep whatever and just get your tubes removed, because a lot of cancers start in the tubes, and so that will reduce your risk of getting, I believe it's ovarian cancer. And I was like, you know what, I'm really glad I spoke to this woman, because I have a different mindset on this. Now I feel like, yes, I agree, I don't want a hysterectomy. I don't want to put myself through unnecessary stuff that I don't have to do. And then I met with the nurse practitioner who was the one who got me the SAT ultrasound, who got me in touch with the breast specialty surgeon. I went to her for my annual, and she was like, I was like, I want to get my tubes removed. She's like, they're not going to do it just for birth control. And I was like, well, I heard that it could prevent, some kinds of cancer. And she was like, I'm just going to stay in my lane. I'm going to give you the woman's info. I was like, yeah, I know you don't perform the surgeries. Can you just direct me where to go? And she was like, yes, I'm going to do that. And then I met with that woman who she recommended me to get my tubes removed. And she's the one who found the fibroid and was like, listen, fibroids grow. It's up to you what you want to do. She literally, like, I saw pain in her eyes. She was like, looked like she was about to cry for me. And she was like, I'm really sorry about this. And then she was talking about like not having kids and blah, blah. And I was like, that's not my issue. I did come home and cry. It's in the video of me talking about this. I did come home and cry. I had to process my emotions. I'm not crying because I'm not going to have a uterus. I'm still going to have my ovaries, I'm pretty sure. But I'm not crying over that. I'm not crying. I'm crying because it's one thing to go into something and have it be your choice. It's another thing to get pushed into something and it not be your choice. And I also have massive like vagina anxiety. And so even when I'm trying to research, like I did so much research on getting my breast removed, like what to do beforehand. And I was so like studious and I was so like diligent about it. I haven't done a single thing to prepare for my hysterectomy because I can't even listen to videos. I can't watch stuff. I can't read stuff on it. I get like my heart races and I feel like I'm going to pass out. So I just wanted to add that in. When the choice is taken away from you, whether it be for a medical reason or whatnot, it is very hard to process your emotions. And so I just wanted to say that I feel like we all need to mind our own businesses and stay in our own lanes and give ourselves grace. And so I just want to say that, and here is what happened at my appointment. Hey, so we just came back from the last appointment before my hysterectomy, and Joey came with me. It was the first time he ever saw the metal clamp that goes in your vagina, because he's never been to the gynecologist with me before, but that was the first time he saw that. And so basically she was going over what to expect from the surgery. I feel like I was like super nervous. So when she was first saying it, I asked, is my cervix being removed? Because like it's optional, you don't have to have your cervix removed. And she was like, yeah, unless you don't want it. And I was like, no, I do want it, because I know like you can get like cervical cancer. And she's like, you're really like worried about cancer? And I was like, yeah. So that was like the first thing. Then she talked about, she asked me if I had questions and I couldn't even think of anything. I asked a prolapse. And she said prolapses generally happen when you have kids, like a vaginal birth, or if it's like a hereditary thing. So having a hysterectomy doesn't increase your chances of getting a prolapse. And then what were the other questions I asked? Oh, can I use reusable pads? Because I was like, how long am I going to bleed after my hysterectomy? And she was like, could be up to 8 weeks. It's just spotty. You need like a liner. I'm like, can I use reusable pads? She's like, what is that? I was like, well, I just like washed my pads in the laundry. And she's like, yeah, absolutely. It's clean. It's fine. What else was there? Oh, my stay is going to be that night. Oh, first they're going to put me under to put a blocker to, what was the blocker?
Like a local anesthetic.
A local anesthetic to put in
for pain,
a pain blocker, and then they're gonna wake me up from that, and then the actual surgery. After that, they'll put me back under for that. After surgery, I'm gonna be in the hospital for a day. She said,
you can walk, you can go to
I
the
can
bathroom.
walk, I can go to the bathroom. She said to take Miralax to get on top of that. Because like no like hard pushing. A month I could work out, but no like heavy lifting. I think she said, right?
I think for the first month, no heavy lifting.
No heavy lifting.
And then after that first month, I think you can get back to working out. I don't know if it means heavy lifting, but what we do, I think you could do.
Yeah. And then she said like basically even like the first few days, like you don't have to be bedridden. Like you could like walk around, the same thing I was doing when I had my prophylactic mastectomy. What else was there? Oh, the whole. So then we were talking about. You want to go sit on the couch with me?
Yeah.
Let's go sit on the couch. So the scars, she said. So I'm gonna have stitches on my vagina, and no intercourse for 3 months, which we already knew. And I'm gonna have two. They're gonna go in through my belly button, and then 2 on the side. She said it's gonna be like her fingertip, like the size of the scar. So I don't know if it's gonna be like a slit, or like how my drain holes are. I'm not sure, but it is laparoscopic, so whatever. She also said that it's not pushing on my rectum.
Yeah, she did say that.
She said it's not pushing on my rectum, which she said originally that it was. And I was like, then why am I constipated? And she's like, well, it could be other things. She's like, I mean, there is a chance that it could be pushing on your rectum because you're tiny, but like the size of it, like it might not. I'm like, but it's also on the outside of my uterus. And she was like, yes. And then she was like, do you not, because I think she could see that I was nervous. And she's like, since like you don't have to get this done, I think that was the first time I realized like if it's not pushing on my rectum, I actually don't have to get it done. She's like, we can just do your tube removal. And I was like, no, I want to do this all. And she was like, okay. And I kind of liked, like I was saying to Joey, how I kind of felt like I didn't really have an option in this. And I think that was what was weighing heavy on me. And now I'm like, well, she did just give me the option that like I technically don't have to have this done. And so it's just nice to have the power back in like my hands of my own body, like what I can do. And I was like, no, I want to have this done. Absolutely. Like whatever.
But you would still have this growth inside of you.
I would still have this growth inside of me. It didn't grow since the last time. So in like the last month, it hasn't grown. But like she said, the first time fibroids grow, and I know my mom's was big, and like I'm not, especially that it's near my rectum, like I'm not messing with that. And if there's a possibility it could be pressing on it now, I'm not going to wait till it gets bigger and it's definitely pressing on it. Yeah. Was there anything else you could think of? This is how I was in the appointment. Like,
Yeah.
like I was so unprepared for like any of the questions. I was very unprepared. And Joey's like, oh, you have your phone. Like maybe you wrote it down on your phone. I'm like, no, I didn't. Like I was just, I can't. And I get.
Except for pain management was just.
She said pain management is ibuprofen and Tylenol. Are those the 2 different ones?
Yeah,
Advil?
like, yeah, ibuprofen and whatever. Yeah.
And then she's like, what was the other one she said?
Oxycodone or Oxycontin, whatever.
She's like, you might need that as needed. And I was like, I don't want that because when I got my nose done, I didn't like the way I felt. And she was like, okay, like we're not going to call it in then. But she said like basically you'll be fine
be good
without it. So that made me feel good.
I feel like you have a pretty high pain tolerance anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been dealing with bullshit my whole life.
So.
But yeah, I think that it was too good. I think that was basically it. They took my weight. They did my my heart. Then she's like, do you have your period right now? I'm like, I don't really know. I kind of have it. I kind of don't have it. And then I told her, I was like, oh, I went off my birth control. And she's like, okay, that's what's going on then. I thought that was kind of awkward. I was like, ooh, do I have it? I don't know.
She knew what she was looking at.
Yeah. There's a small chance of infection, and the nearby organs like your bladder and your colon could get nicked or something. And she's like, you'll know if we pick up on it, if it happens when you're in surgery, we'll fix it while you're in surgery. If not, if we don't pick up on it, it happens.
If you get sick when you're
You'll
home.
get sick when you're home. Just come back, like whatever.
She said it's like 1% or less.
So I panicked. I was like, that's actually like my biggest fear right now. And she was like, it's literally like 1%, like 1 or 2% of people that happens to, like 98% chance it's not going to happen. So that did kind of make me feel good. I think after that is when she was like, kind of like, are you sure you want to do this? Because I think that's like when my panic really set in. But that was basically it. So overall, it was really good. She asked me if I had the breathing thing, which I have from the last time. Which I do have. I had the whole, like, everything that I have to do to prepare, and I'll have another video talking about that. So that was basically it. It was a pretty quick appointment, and that's it. Just want to share it with you guys. All right, I'll talk to you later. You got anything else?
No, I don't.
All right, bye. One other thing, my ovaries are the only thing that's staying because my ovaries were totally fine in everything that they did, and so I don't need to have, like, any hormone replacements or anything like that, so that's a plus.